Hello everyone, welcome back to the Addicted Bookworm, where my addictions all over the internet. On this channel I do book hauls, book reviews of both physical and digital media, audiobooks, and so much more. So today's Monday. Happy Monday everybody. I am off today. I'm very happy about that because I can get my laundry done and all that wonderful stuff. Yeah, this is my last full week of where I'm working at now, and then I will be taking a 5-day break starting the first of next week / next month, and I'm going to use it to catch up on books that I'm currently reading or I will be reading, and also to also get some writing done and all that, just relaxation and all that jazz. So I'm very, very happy about it. I'm starting a new job. I can't tell you what it is, but I'm starting a new job on the 7th. So that is going to pay me more money. $19.02 an hour. I will be paid just to do stuff. Just to do stuff. Um, so yes, I'm very happy with the definite pay increase by, I believe, $5.02, which is going to make a huge difference in my paycheck, in my ability to pay my bills, ability to make sure there's food in the house, make sure we got a roof over our head, and also to buy plenty of ebooks. So I'm very happy about that. I am, you know. But so yes, very happy about that. Definite happiness. Definite happiness. Um, so this is my Kindle reading vlog. And I'll give the episode number will be down below because I don't remember it. So I hope all of you had a wonderful Easter. I watched that Pope Francis had passed away, so if there's any Catholics that are in my subscription group, I offer my condolences. So yes, it's been a very interesting weekend and all that stuff. Alright, so as everyone does know, I did get a new Nook, and I finished reading the Sugar Cookie Murder, which is a Christmas themed one. I I have a review of that book coming up about 3 o'clock. I already did it. So this is, despite what I say in that video, that is my first video of the day. It actually won't be. This will be the first video of the day. So please ignore that part. I had totally forgotten that I was going to do a Kindle reading vlog about 1:03 in the afternoon. So yeah, I totally forgot that. I cannot believe I forgot that. But yeah, so I did finish that book. It was good. It was good. And everything. I am starting on my Nook. I had it originally on my Kindle as a library book, but I decided to go and buy it because I was like, I liked it. It's from Tracy Coates. It's called Ghost Camera. So I have an interesting story about the Tracy Coates books. I did buy, I think it was 4 Tracy Coates ebooks. I think I did. That was last week I did that. But also have a physical book from her. She's an Australian horror and thriller writer. I also have a book called Dead Lake, which is interesting in itself. And I also bought a Simon St. James ebook. It was The Haunting of Maddie Clare. Anyways, so I was at Barnes & Noble last Thursday, and I was in the horror section, and this lady was next to me. She just walked up next to me because, that's what that's what you'll experience at a bookstore. People walk up next to you because you're in a section they want to be in. And with me, it's like when somebody walks up to me and they're like, they're in the same section, I kind of move a little bit to the right or to the left, depending on where they're at, to be like courteous to them, because I'm not like this kind of person that hogs the entire bookshelf and tells people basically to, oh, you gotta wait till I'm done. I don't do that. I move aside, either way, to give people a chance to check out what they have, check out the goods, as they say. And I made an offhand comment or offhand question because I had seen Tracy Coates a lot on Amazon, and I hadn't really checked out the reviews for her books because I've had some very misleading reviews. Like, I've had one person, I forgot what book it was, and I forgot how long ago I saw the review, but it was like, oh, this author is horrible, this book is just terribly written, and then I would like totally forget about the review, and a couple months later I'd end up buying the book and end up being really good. So I have come to the conclusion that sometimes people's reviews of products is not 100% accurate. And that sucks because we rely on accurate reviews to make accurate decisions on what we're going to buy. So, so I made an offhand question. I was like, oh, I wonder how good Tracy Coates actually is. And the lady that was on the left side of me said, well, I've read one of her books, and her books are kind of scary, but they're not really super scary. And I'm like, okay. So I think it was Craven Hall I bought. And so I get home, and I decide, hey, I'm going to buy a couple of her ebooks. Because there's a 50-50 chance I'm actually going to like her books, which is always a hit or miss when you buy like 4 or 5 of her books or 4 or 5 of his books and then end up like not liking them, and then you're kind of like, I wasted all this money for nothing. But seeing that I was actually using my rewards points, my rewards money, I knew I was not going to be essentially using my own money to pay for the books. So if the books were absolutely horrible, I wasn't really going to lose. I was not going to lose anything, and maybe except my time. So I went on Wikipedia, and the first 2 books that she published are not available at all. So I'm guessing that she took them down or whatever, because I did read that she self-published a couple of her books, and once they got like really good, that's when she got her book deal. So one of the first book that I was able to check out from the library is called Ghost Camera. I'm still on the book. And so what it basically is about is that it's about this woman who finds this old Polaroid camera and starts taking a couple of pictures. And I was like, okay, that kind of reminds a little like Goosebumps, where they find this camera and they like shoot photos. And I'm kind of wondering if she was inspired by that particular book when she wrote this book. So I thought the entire book was just the story of the ghost camera. And so I'm like, I'm kind of enjoying this book. Let me go ahead and get it for my own. So I discovered I had $15 in ebook, not ebook, but $15 in rewards points. So this is from my massive like book buy. So it took I think it was 24 hours for it to pop up, but I I bought it, and I sat down. I returned my copy to the library. And here's the weird thing: getting to my Kindle. My Kindle would not hook up to my internet. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? So I go in the system and I return the book, and I was like, okay, I'm going to come back when I get off of work and try again. I came back home, tried again. It hooked up to my internet. I don't know, like, I looked at it like, okay, mate, all right, you had a little bit of a seizure there. And sure enough, the book that I returned back to the library, vanished. So that was my first hiccup from this device. And I'm like, okay, I hope this is not a sign of things to come. I really hope not. So I discovered that, because I hadn't looked, I really should look. I hadn't looked, and I did not know that Ghost Camera, the title of the book might be Ghost Camera, but that is not what the book is entirely made up of. I got done with the 8 chapters of Ghost Camera, and then it moves on to another one where it has 2 men digging a grave for a family that wants their son back. So we're going to go to this witch and bring their son back to life. I literally got to the end of this thing, and I'm like, what? Why did she say this woman doesn't write scary books? I'm like, okay. This woman told me that Coates, this author, that she does not write scary books. She writes like okay books, okay, shivery books, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be a light read, and I'm not going to be scared. I went to bed with, like, my blood was still, you know that saying your blood runs cold, and I did not believe that was even possible. I went to bed terrified I was going to have a fucking nightmare. I literally, that story was so scary. That story, I don't believe it was extreme horror, but just the idea that you are a magnet for these ghosts and these spirits, and they are not happy people. They are vengeful spirits. And then at the very end of it, you have this little boy that is the only one that doesn't attack her and just destroys his camera, and basically finds out that it's a ghost that can destroy it, not a mortal. And then he just, like, vanishes. Like, his work is done, he can move on to the afterlife. And I'm like, oh, God. And then I read Price for the Dead, and that was creepy. That was like 2 guys in a graveyard. And I did a review of that story for my horror channel, and I talked about that during the 1800s, I forgot when the practice ended, medical students needed cadavers to work on because the books were not 100% accurate when it came to the anatomy. So the medical students needed cadavers to understand exactly how the body worked, so they could save people's lives that were still living. And I know H.H. Holmes made a killing, pardon my French, on skeletons. And if anybody knows who H.H. Holmes is or was, he was a serial killer in the late 1800s that had his Hotel of Death. And yeah, he literally killed people and made money off their bodies. But anyways, so yeah, a post office now sets where the horror, and it looks really weird because if you look at the photo of the whole thing, it's like this busy like intersection and street, and now if you look at it, like it's not like super busy. I mean, cars still go down because they have to if they want to get to where they're going. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird how how time can change landscapes and places and buildings and all that stuff. But yeah, so it kind of was like, yeah, I get that. I have a very good idea. This is the late 1800s. Um, but anyways, yeah. So I said to myself, I've got like 7 more stories to go before I'm actually done with the book. And I actually decided to buy a physical copy of the book, and I'm actually going to be buying that next week. So, yay for me. But I'm doing all that ordering I get I gotta buy some new pants, and I also gotta buy I gotta buy another container of those daily energy ones, because I will say this, I have been having some great results with it, and I want to continue to have great results with it. I woke up at like 10:30 because I didn't actually go to bed until like close to 5 because I don't have to work today, and I woke up and I was fully rested. So I am like, wow, I have a feeling I am going to have a very easy time at my new place. So I'm very, very happy about that and all that. But yeah, so went on Barnes and Noble, bought a whole bunch of free books. I got 101 horror stories written by 101 authors. That was an interesting thing. I love idea when authors come together and decide to write a book. I'm almost done with Black Fox, which is a native horror story, because I can't pronounce that one word because of an I. And I'm also going to be starting on Madhouse when I'm done with the book, and I got to change my back to the book one again because Easter is over with. I also started listening once again to The Red Queen, as everyone knows. I did not mention that in my reading wrap-up for yesterday. But I finally figured out how to access the thing. I was finally able to listen to Red Queen and on my Nook, and I'm very happy about that. I also bought the second ebook for the second book in the Red Queen series. So I will probably start on that one in June. And now, for me to do that, to get it for $14.99, I had to get back with Barnes & Noble's ebook, but it's due on the 20th of next month. So next week, when I get my last full 2-week paycheck, I will keep $25 aside. I'll put in my savings, and then when it's time for me to pay for it, I'll do it, I'll put the money in on the 19th. That way they can take it out on the 20th. Yeah. So anyways, another thing that I'm getting away from the Kindle reading blog. I'm going to say this. I believe I mentioned this on my horror channel, but I'm going to Barnes & Noble in June to look at any new horror books they've got, and also I'm going to be purchasing a gift card for $200. And I'm doing that so that I can put it in my account, and I'm going to be using that money to buy ebooks, and if I like the ebook, to get the physical edition of that book. So yeah. I also, again, going back to the Kindle, I got the Kindle Unlimited edition of Winter, and I'm on chapter 5. I just wanted to start that because that is a pretty long book, and I just wanted to start reading it so that, I might get it done by the end of the month. Alright, so that is my Kindle reading vlog for episode for today. I will be back on Wednesday with another one. And then Thursday I will upload the 1 week that I have had my Nook and everything. I'm also planning on to do a video about really people with lots of subscribers ditching their Kindles and all that type of stuff. And yeah. Alright, so I am going to see you guys next time. Bye.